Alright, this is my Chapter 22 reassessment video. The question goes as follows. A police car's radar gun emits microwaves with a frequency of f1 equals 7.50 gigahertz. The beam reflects from a speeding car, which is moving towards the police car at 48 meters per second with respect to the police car. The speeder's radar detector detects the microwave at a frequency f2. So A says which is larger, f1 or f2, and B is find the difference between f2 and f1. So when the police car's radar gun emits microwaves, then the observed frequency of the microwaves detected by the radar speeder is given, and it is given by f2 divided by f1 equals the square root of 1 plus the relative velocity divided by the speed of light, and 1 minus the relative velocity divided by the speed of light. So our f2 is going to be our observed frequency. The frequency of the waves emitted by the source is our f1. The relative speed of the source and our observer is the v relative velocity, and the speed of light is c. So what we're going to do is just plug in these equations, but f1 is 7.50 gigahertz, which was given. V relative equals 48 meters per second, and the speed of light is c equals 3 times 10 to the 8th. So to answer the question for A, it says which is bigger, f1 or f2. So as the police car is approaching the speeding car, the observed frequency of the radar of the speeding car, f2, is larger than the frequency of the microwaves produced by the police car radar of f1. So f2 is bigger. And then for B, excuse me, it says find the frequency difference between f2 and f1. So f2 equals f1, 1 plus the v rel divided by our c. So we plug that into the equation. That gives us 7.50 gigahertz, and then 1 plus 48 meters per second divided by 3 times 10 to the 8th. And then we just bring that down, our 7.5 gigahertz, and this is that equation plugged into our calculator. We multiply these two, and it gives us this total of gigahertz times 1 times 10 to the 9th hertz divided by 1 gigahertz. We multiply those two, and it gives us this equation. So our f2 minus f1 gives us 1200 hertz.